Breaking: fake marriage equals 5 years in prison. USCIS crackdown hits hard in 2025. The U.S. government has begun aggressively punishing marriage fraud in 2025. The result? Arrests, deportations, and even prison time. If you're involved in a fake marriage, or even unknowingly part of one, you need to know what's coming. The Trump administration has turned marriage fraud into a top-tier immigration enforcement priority. And USCIS, ICE, and the Department of Justice are now working together to uncover sham relationships faster than ever. The consequences? Up to 5 years in federal prison, permanent bans from U.S. immigration, and full removal from the country, even for green card holders. Marriage fraud: what USCIS considers illegal in 2025. Marriage fraud isn't just about forged papers or fake ceremonies. It's about intent. If your marriage only exists to gain immigration status, that's a federal crime. Even if you've filed all the correct forms and gone through a legal ceremony, if the government finds your relationship isn't genuine, your application can be denied, and your case turned over to ICE. In 2025, several patterns have become high-risk red flags for marriage fraud. These include cases where someone pays a U.S. citizen to marry them, or when friends or family members marry, as a favor, with no intention of living together. Some cases involve an immigrant pretending to be in love with a citizen, only to gain legal status. Others are arranged deals where both parties knowingly fake the relationship to obtain immigration documents. These patterns are now easy for USCIS to detect because fraud cases often follow the same timeline and lack genuine evidence. They're not just looking for a marriage certificate anymore. They're looking for signs of real life, joint leases, vacations, shared finances, and actual cohabitation. The legal consequences in 2025 are devastating. If you're caught in a fake marriage, even if you didn't mean to commit fraud, the punishment can ruin your future. At minimum, you'll lose the right to apply for a green card. Even if you later marry someone else for real, the fraud history follows you. Many applicants are now being denied automatically if they were flagged once before. In more serious cases, the immigrant is placed in removal proceedings. ICE will issue a notice to appear and your case will be fast-tracked for deportation. You may be detained during the proceedings. And if the fraud is proven, including with texts, emails, or inconsistent interview answers, you could face up to 5 years in federal prison. That's not just for the immigrant. The U.S. citizen spouse can also be prosecuted. Under federal law, marriage fraud is punishable under Title 8 U.S. Code Section 1325, and enforcement has expanded rapidly since Trump took office in January 2025. In some high-profile cases, both parties received prison sentences, lost all immigration eligibility, and were banned from ever re-entering the United States. How USCIS detects fraud in 2025. USCIS now investigates every marriage-based case with more tools, data, and pressure than ever before. They're no longer just relying on interviews, they're using your digital footprint, too. Officers start by reviewing your application for inconsistencies, like mismatched addresses, missing joint documents, or blank relationship history sections. Next, they examine your social media accounts, tax returns, phone records, and photos. If your Instagram shows you on vacation alone, or your Facebook lists you as single, that could trigger a fraud investigation. The marriage interview is no longer a routine step, it's an interrogation. Couples are often separated and asked intimate, specific questions, from the color of the bedsheets to who cooks dinner. Many real couples are getting denied simply because they didn't practice or failed to bring enough documents. But in suspicious cases, USCIS refers the file directly to ICE. Agents may even visit your home unannounced to confirm cohabitation. If you're not living together, or your answers don't match, the case will likely collapse, and fast. Real cases, real arrests, the 2025 pattern is clear. In the first half of 2025, over 1,400 marriage fraud cases have already been flagged nationwide. That number is expected to double by year-end. One case from Houston involved a 29-year-old U.S. citizen who admitted to marrying 3 different immigrants in exchange for money. All were charged. Another case in Florida exposed a consulting company that arranged fake marriages between immigrants and desperate citizens, charging up to $20,000 per case. Several participants are now serving time. In California, a woman was deported after USCIS determined she never lived with her U.S. citizen husband, despite a 2-year-old green card. These aren't isolated incidents. They are now routine under Trump's 2025 immigration agenda. Even worse, some real couples are getting caught in the dragnet simply because they can't prove enough, or miss a red flag during interviews. What you must do if your marriage is real. If your relationship is genuine, but you're applying in 2025, you must over-prepare. Good intentions won't protect you, only solid evidence will. You need to submit joint financial documents, shared lease or mortgage, travel itineraries, holiday photos, and correspondence showing emotional connection. Prepare for a difficult interview, and consider mock interviews with an immigration attorney. Every detail matters, especially in this climate. Respond honestly, clearly, and consistently. If USCIS believes you're hiding something, your credibility is gone, even if your relationship is 100% real. Many applicants also forget to update USCIS if they move or change jobs. That alone can create red flags when your application is reviewed. ICE is now involved in every denial. One of the biggest shifts in 2025, denied marriage-based cases are now routinely referred to ICE. Under the new DHS guidelines issued in March, USCIS is required to notify ICE if it suspects fraud or if the applicant is undocumented after denial. This means you could go from receiving a denial letter to facing removal proceedings within weeks. For some, this happens with no time to appeal. Others are arrested after attending a scheduled biometrics or interview appointment. It's no longer a slow process. The timeline from denial to deportation is now fast, coordinated, and aggressive. Closing warning for all applicants. If you're in a real relationship, prove it. If you're faking it, stop now, before it's too late. Do not take advice from people who promise quick approvals or easy marriages. USCIS knows these scams inside and out. Don't lie on forms. Don't use Photoshop. Don't fake cohabitation. If you're caught, the damage is permanent. Even if you marry again later, your record may never be clean. Immigration benefits are not automatic, and marriage is not a shortcut anymore. In 2025, it's now one of the riskiest paths if done incorrectly. Proceed with caution, and always with honesty. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon for future updates. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video.